Hey everybody, it's Moonbo here, and welcome back to another episode of Scrap Mechanic. Today, it's going to be an interesting build, actually. This is my attempt at a NASCAR Race Track. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is quite the endeavor, and it's extremely laggy. So I'm hoping to at least record some decent footage here and show you guys what my intent was, and maybe one day this will be an amazing build if the game ever becomes truly optimized. So let's hop down there and have a closer look at this madness, shall we? So right now you can see the FPS is actually looking really smooth, but don't let that deceive you. If you try and change or alter one thing in this map, you will end up sending it into a really big FPS drop, and once that happens, it usually takes a few seconds for it to come back. You can see there are some strange gaps here and stuff like that, but basically what these are a whole bunch of panels that I mounted on bearings and wrapped around a circle. So if I jump over here and slowly walk up, you can see these turns are pretty nicely banked, and the FPS is perfect right now. So it's very unfortunate when you see it when you're driving on it. But right here you can see there is a circle, so if I just hop down, I'll show you guys the underneath part here. It's just a huge circle, so I went online and found a circle generator, and I think I ended up making this circle about 100 blocks, or 101, because there's an odd number there. You can see I marked it with the white paint. So it's a huge half circle, and I made two of them, and so you can see that it just rides along the edge of a wall here. I started getting kind of lazy because the FPS started getting really bad. But then on the other side here, you can see there is another huge circle, or half circle I should say, with a whole bunch of panels mounted on top of that as well. So that is the design, that was the idea that I had behind making like a big NASCAR track with the banked turns. So you can see though, I have a couple cars here that I've been trying to drive on it. But before I drive on it, I will get my connection tool out. So here you can see there's a bearing here with one huge panel, and then if we walk down a little further, there's a bearing here and a couple more bearings. So you can see that they've been rotated and moved on the separate axis here as well. But in the end, I did actually get rid of some of the bearings. So you can see there's no bearing here anymore, and there's no bearings on this side whatsoever. I've been getting some strange glitches in this world, actually, with the bearings as well as painting. I'll put a little clip right here. You'll see I was painting, and the strangest thing happened. I started painting in a different spot that I wasn't even looking at, and it was painting full squares. Needless to say, it did kind of speed up the painting process, but it was still kind of strange. Another thing, actually, is the bearings. If you have something with suspension and too many bearings on this track, you'll actually notice that it starts to bounce around, the wheels go nuts, and you can't even drive anymore. I'm not too sure what's happening there either. So what I ended up doing, actually, was making some very, very simple little tiny cars. So here you can see these are the puniest, dinkiest little NASCARs you can imagine. And the reason why was because this map is relatively small, and of course the lag is really bad as well. So let's try and hop in here. And you can see, even right now, I'm driving around with some pretty decent FPS. But once I get up onto the track, you'll see what I mean. So bear with me, I might even have to speed the footage up to get some type of decent effect here. So let's try and hop up here. Alright, there we go. There's the FPS drop, of course. And let's see if I can speed it up here, and we will get a lap in. So while it is an extremely laggy build, I did have a lot of fun making it. It was a lot of fun to try and push the limits of the game, I suppose you could say. So we definitely saw some weird glitches, and the build itself, it would work in its idea, but the fact that the FPS are so bad when you're driving on it, and like you saw, the suspension, it doesn't work. So those bumps that you had to kind of sacrifice for the curving of the turn made it a little more difficult. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video anyway, and maybe you'll enjoy the build. I'll put the world to download in the description, so if you want to check out that build, I wish you the best of luck. Maybe you'll get a lap in as well, without driving off the edge anyway. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure you hit that like button, and of course, subscribe for endless scrap mechanic, and I will be seeing you guys in the next one.